Good morning and welcome to A-1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Wednesday, February 5.
It's cold.
Which is nice. It would have been nicer if it had been cold earlier in the week and the several inches of rain the mountains received were all snow. But our lives have been super busy, and I sat down last night to do taxes and stuff like that. And then I was telling Jeannie this morning, I logged in and I went to do taxes, and then my taxes were like, you didn't pay taxes for the month of November.
Yeah. So we're
and
getting
I was like,
we're getting shut down. Just kidding.
So anyways, we got that taken care of. But then I was thinking,
I don't even think about it.
She has a tax fairy.
I do.
And a dish fairy.
I don't even think about
and a laundry fairy.
It just gets done. I haven't done taxes since we got
married. She lovingly refers to as wench.
He's my laundry
wench. Do the laundry.
So the other day I don't know what I was doing. It was right before I did a video, and I was wearing a new shirt. And I got some kind of black oily stuff. I have no idea where it came from. So I went upstairs where you were in the
I was
room.
on my phone.
I was like, "Do you see this?"
It was more aggressive.
You
was
better.
More aggressive.
No, it wasn't. You see this? When you do laundry next time, you better get it out. You see it?
And I was sitting there I wish I had recorded this.
It's a joke.
I wish I'd recorded it.
He said that. He goes, I wish I... So there's the live recording.
There it is.
Yep.
It would have been funnier.
And Patrick just looked at me. It's not serious.
So then I was thinking this morning that we could probably talk about our dumpster hijacking.
I don't think
we officially got away with it.
No, because that scares me. I don't like breaking the rules. We were breaking the rules.
She was a very bad rule breaker.
Okay. We used a dumpster we weren't supposed to use. That's all.
I'm like, they want to charge us $900.
$900
to use the dumpster.
Yeah.
And that,
to throw away 2 boxes.
We had an experience where, I was like, if you talk this, I literally said this to them. I go, if I ask 3 people working here this same question, I get 3 different answers. And so I had gotten 2 answers that were the same about the use of the dumpster and what to do with empty boxes. But then they posted a set of rules at the end of the show about how to deal with it. And it was totally different than what I'd been told. So I walked back over and I asked a third person and I got a completely different answer. And then I was like, I don't know, I'm going to have to go over there and cut it all up into little pieces.
I go, really? I've been using that dumpster. I go, I've just been taking stuff and throwing it in.
And then I busted an illegal U-turn.
we went back.
I was like, wait, nobody was saying anything? She's like, no, nobody was saying anything.
Somebody did look once, but I was just throwing little stuff. I just want to throw it in.
And then I'm like, we're just going to walk back in there and do it and when nobody's looking. And so we walk back in because $900 for the use of a dumpster when you've been told that there is no charge for such a thing for days, months, actually. So we were somebody would drive by, and as soon as they drive by, we were like, dun, 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 dun.
Patrick and I walked over to our booth.
And then there was a security guy, if you've ever seen Team America World Police, and the guy is trying to warn everybody, and his microphone isn't working, so he's trying to warn them. The security guy was literally pointing at us.
And Patrick went.
hey, they're
went.
using the dumpster.
Patrick went and grabbed 2 multi-needle boxes. If you've ever seen them, they're like
they're as big as I am.
They're as big as a refrigerator. They're like, probably this tall and like that wide. I see Patrick run over there and he's got one over
everybody, the first couple trips to the dumpster, there were like people like driving by or like using forklifts. And so one time Jeannie walks out and the dude's driving the forklift up. She just stops.
No, I kept walking straight like I was going to go to my car.
And then as soon as the guy drives by, she runs over and like throws it into the dumpster. So there was this period of time where everybody was gone. So I just grabbed the two remaining boxes and then threw them in the dumpster. And then when I walked back in, I said something to the security guy. I was like, was that for us? And he's like, I think he got away with it. Nobody's paying attention to me. I'm like, oh my God, that's so funny.
And so we saved $900. And so I went shopping online. I go, oh, we saved $900. I'm going to go shopping.
Do any of you describe when asked by your special somebody, they go, how much did you spend? You go, I saved $900. It doesn't work that way in my house anymore, but that's the way it used to work. I'd be like, how much did you spend? And Jeannie would be like, I saved $400.
That's not true. Anyways, but what is true is now that I work so hard, I just do whatever I want. This is in a spot
that is not to be named. We can't tell you.
Yeah, we can't tell you. We're going to delete
plausible deniability.
We're going to delete this afterwards. Right?
This message will self-destruct.
Yeah. Why? We just did a confession.
What? But it didn't happen in Long Beach.
Oh, yeah, it didn't. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So,
that was the dumpster here.
Yes, it was in Reno. Okay.
Security guy. And like the foreman's driving around. He's kind of a hard ass.
And I don't like breaking rules, but I don't like paying $900 to throw away 4 boxes.
I'm like, we're literally going to go take care of this right now.
Okay.
You seriously were getting away with it? We're going to get away with it.
So let's talk about a couple of things. I had somebody email me about the backing fabric for Wallflower because there's a lot of you that didn't get that. They sold out of it back in like December, but we were still making kits. So the ETA is still March. So I haven't forgotten you. I have you on a big long list. And when March rolls around, I will start sending that. I don't know when in March. Could be beginning of March. Could be end of March. You don't need it until December. You can't even use it because you can't get the designs. Even if you're trying to work ahead, you can't. So I will let you know as soon as it comes in. I also wanted to talk to you about, wait, I have my list because I forget. The brother sale's up, right?
Brother sale went out last night, I believe.
Okay.
I haven't looked, but I approved it. And the brother sale has a hard stop on the 17th.
Yeah, you know why it has a hard stop? Because we have one discount and we're going to do one order. And so once it goes in, it goes in. But if you're dying for something that's not on the list, email me. Don't email the old mean man over here because just don't. And
because he wants to go home and have dinner and relax.
I did. I stayed late last night. And we have dogs, so.
Well, and I did taxes. It wasn't like I wasn't.
Yeah,
working.
we were talking on the phone all night. Like when you fall in love and you're on the phone. Remember that? And you're like, oh my God, we just talked for 6 hours. That's how Patrick and I were last night.
When you're like you hang up first.
Yeah. No, you hang up. Oh my God.
I can't hang up.
Oh my God, that's funny. So, I
mean, we're talking to people that had party lines. Like a lot of these people had like
Was that weird, having a party line because people could
Where
come
like
on?
your like neighbor would pick up the phone. What was
Could
weird?
anyone jump on, though, in the middle of your phone call?
What was weird is that, and this isn't weird, like this is facts. Like I said something to one of my East Coast friends about party lines, because a lot of our customers in Reno like grew up with party lines. Quite frankly, like our friends on the East Coast from that generation didn't have party lines.
What?
Like
On the East Coast, they didn't have them, but they had them on
no,
the West Coast?
no. Meaning they got dedicated lines much later in Reno.
Oh, got it.
Like, and that would make sense because Reno, I think at the time, was pretty rural. But it's funny because like I at one point said something to my mom about, my mom's 80, about party lines, and she's like, "Oh, I remember party lines." And then like I was talking about the fact that our customers talk about it, and she's like, you know, I think that was when she was like a little girl thing on the East Coast.
All right.
Well, and that would make sense, right? Like Cindy's saying yes, they can. I had 5 on ours, and then Joanne said she had one in Hilo.
So crazy. Yeah, that you would have like, it would just go into a little area and then a bunch of people would have the same phone number.
No updates on the extension tables. I will tell you as soon as there is an update on the extension tables. I think everybody has been dealt with at Martelli.
And that means you might not have gotten your order, but now.
No, like I got tracking yesterday for like every outstanding item. And so if you have not communicated with us and there is a problem, like Betty in Tennessee, like like I have tracking for you, Betty, for your stuff. So I'm going to be watching those tracking numbers just to make sure that everything arrives.
Do you want to just ask Christine to make sure the brother email goes out today? If you guys haven't, if you haven't gotten it and you get emails from us, then it hasn't gone out yet. So Patrick's gonna text Miss Christine right now, and
well, I should get it.
At a party line about the brother's sale. So we're gonna check into that right now. I think Patrick is texting Miss Christine. I did want to talk to you about a couple other things, and let me go back to my, wanted to thank Michelle Burritt for coming in yesterday to do Quilt Talk, and what we talked about was thread. And I love those because, number one, I love it when people use things different than what I use, because it gets me thinking about, hey, maybe I should be trying that, because I think you get comfortable with what you're comfortable with. And after Michelle left, because I use monopoly because it's easy and it's like you don't have to think. But I was like, maybe next time I stitch in the ditch, I'm going to choose some Invisifil, and I'm going to do it that way instead. Win a color and see how I like that, because you do have like tension issues sometimes. So I think, anyways, I loved it. The video is up if you want to watch it. I did post a link on Facebook, and for those of you who had signed up for it, I sent you the PDF document that Michelle put together about needles, and it's a good read with some interesting information, like things I've never, sometimes I'm mindless with my stuff, and I just grab stuff and I use it, and I'm like, oh, this is great, and I don't even think about whether or not it's 2-ply or 3-ply or what that even means. So, yes, it's a good read. And, oh, can you talk for a minute? Because I did want to ask him.
I'm so unprepared to talk.
Oh, wait, this is what I was going to go get, and it's right here. How many of you would be interested in doing this? Because this is, I mean, we did this in the store probably about 2 years ago. This was a Kimberbell event. And it was home is where your heart is, or there's no place like home. I can't remember. And like I said, it was a 2-day event, and we stitched all of this over 2 days. It is a pillow, but you could turn it into a quilt. You could use the blocks for whatever you want. It could be a wall hanging.
Don't email us if you didn't. Everybody's saying they didn't get the brother email,
then it's
so
just not
please
there.
don't email us.
Yeah,
like I just sent a note asking her when, because she'll schedule it to go out.
Yeah.
And it may be, I can't remember when I added an item to it yesterday, and I can't remember if
that's Marlene said this is her favorite pillow. I
can't remember if it was after she would have scheduled it to go out, because she doesn't schedule them to go out at like midnight. She schedules them to go out like mid-evening normally.
Yes. So maybe it'll today. Look for it. So, but I was thinking about doing this, and I wanted to kind of get your feedback and see if this was something you'd be interested in. And I think the kits are on sale. So we could do it at a great price. Oh, I got to help Miss Suzanne. I emailed, so let me look at my email and see. Yeah. So there's a accessory class today. Miss Suzanne is getting ready for that, and I know you guys had gotten back to me with the machines you're going to be using. So I think I'm going to go. I can't think of anything. Tomorrow I'm doing poinsettia class. I'll probably do that from home. So I'm going to do the poinsettia class with the Luminaire and Solaris people, and then on Friday we're doing this.
So I just want to do a quick update on the
and I worked really hard to get out hopping down the bunny trail yesterday. I felt like I was running in place. You ever feel like that? Just like running in place, getting nowhere?
That whole time we were talking last night, she's like, I could hear her working.
I'm staying tonight too.
But then I said to her that just meant that her orders were complicated. Yesterday was a pretty busy day in the store. I think as of this morning, I made my last call from my list of folks to call back yesterday at like 8:45 this morning or at 8:30 this morning. If anybody had reached out and didn't hear back from me, then somehow you fell through the cracks, but I don't think that is the case. I will drop, there were like 5 or 6 people that were waiting, and I will drop an email. Like, I'm going to go to my computer right now, and I will drop an email to those that were waiting for the last of the Martelli stuff. So Marlene, if you were waiting for a call back from me, I think that's because Jeannie said she had a bunch of stuff to put together for you, and that we just call you when all that stuff was put together. So if that's what you're referring to with not me, so I'll send you the tracking information for the Martelli stuff. If there's anybody that never reached out that feels like they didn't get everything that they should have or something like that, then reach out. Call the store or drop Jeannie or me an email. Last but not least, Avenires. There's like a handful of folks I've not called yet about the Avenir. And part of the reason for that was like for the folks that were early enough to be LE hopefuls, like I was working to find LEs. So I will be calling kind of the remaining people on the list over the next week or so, and we're basically good to go. I'm still waiting. Like it's just taking Brother a long time. The Avenir has been a big hit, and it's taking Brother a long time to get machines shipped out. But that should be Like in the next week or so, you will hear from me. If you're like super excited and haven't heard from me yet, just reach out. And thank you for the reminder on thumbs up, Joanne. Michelle is not in the store today, so it's me and Jeannie and Lori and Suzanne in the front of the house. And we will see you guys tomorrow.